Good morning. Morning, Dora. Tuesday. had to had to think about that for a minute. Tuesday morning. Um, Foggy, a bit. A little rainy, maybe. I thought it was supposed to be clearer today. I don't know. I have some painting to do. I hope everything cooperates. Good morning, Ruth. Um, yeah, we'll see. So I did get all my wood delivered yesterday, which was good. Um, it was kind of strange because the person who delivered it kept calling the house instead of like knocking at the door. Um, Good morning, Deb. And I don't know. So our phone is set up to like kick out spam calls and unknown calls and things. And I guess they were just using their cell phone or something. I don't know. But anyway, so eventually uh, we did have contact with them, and they were very worried, like about just leaving it. They wanted to make sure that someone would come and get it. I mean, yeah. So we're gonna get it. We're right inside. We'll get it. But yeah, so we got the wood, which is good. Um, last thing, really, last big thing on the porch. Um, but the weather is maybe going to be a little bit of an issue. We're going to see how that goes. I think it's supposed to rain later in the week. So I don't know, but still warm. Even through next week is supposed to be in the 50s, 60s. So I really, um, really getting lucky this year. I think with the weather. I'm not sure why I didn't do this like months ago, but there you go. I didn't. So here I am working now. Um, that's probably a yoga lesson right there, right? Um, we want to be productive at all times, right? That's our goal. But the truth of it is, uh, I think we are productive in waves, and there has to be a kind of a confluence of everything has to kind of come together at the same time. Your motivation, your resources, your time, and then things happen. Um, Frequently, one or more of those things are not in alignment at the same time, so things don't really get going. Um, so yeah, but again, like when and for me, I think usually the issue is the motivation that I'm not ready for whatever it is that I'm supposed to be doing. So um, that for me is key. If I have the motivation, then everything else I can figure out. But when you have the motivation is the time to do it. It may not always seem like the right time. The weather may be iffy, or um, there may be other issues that seem like maybe it's not the right time. But if you are motivated and you're ready to do it, then I would say give it a go, because it's probably the right time for you to do whatever it is you're trying to get done. When you're trying to drag yourself to do something, it doesn't really matter, I don't think, how well prepared you are, or how many resources you have, or all of those other things. Things are just not going to turn out if the motivation isn't there. Um, that's that's the real key, right? Um, so that's my that's my thoughts on getting things done. Um, all right, so we talked about ahimsa. We've talked about that for a few days now. So let's move on. to Satya. Satya is truthfulness, being true, um, telling the truth, living your truth. Um, so maybe what, this is pretty clear, right? But maybe what Satya isn't, we can talk about that. So Satya isn't permission to, dump your opinion on everyone you come across. Um, a lot of people, it seems, think that the world is dying for them to chime in on whatever might be happening with their opinion, and that their opinion, their thoughts, are just as valuable as anyone else's thoughts. No matter how sort of ill informed or uneducated they might be about the subject at hand, I would take issue with this. So I think social media has set up a scenario where people really do think that um, what they have to say is of value in every circumstance. I think maybe our challenge is to know when our opinion, our thoughts can be of help and when they are just going to be harmful or inflammatory. Um, when we have a considered opinion about something, and when we are just saying words, right? We're just stirring the pot or piling on, right? None of these things are useful. They're not a good use of your time, and they really aren't your truth, right? Your truth isn't your opinion. Your truth is your uh, who you are. It's your um, core, right? What's at your core. It's not the same thing as just saying some words. When we talk about um, telling the truth, it isn't, again, permission to do this in a way that is harmful to other people. If someone asks you, do I look fat in this dress? What are you going to say? Yoga Satya doesn't say, oh yeah, you should absolutely tell them that dress is just makes them look horrible, right? Um, that doesn't help anyone. There's no value in that. Um, what Satya might say is, let's be kind. What could we say? That color is lovely. Um, I love the design. There's something nice to be said. So what I like, what I like to go along with Satya is what I'm sure that your mom or your grandma told you, which is if you don't have something nice to say, don't say anything at all. When it comes to those type of things, when talking with your friends and things like that, if you don't have something of value that can help, then maybe you just keep that to yourself. You don't need to share every thought that comes into your head, right? From yoga, in yogic terms, right, we have only so much energy and so much, um, you know, well, energy really. This prana, this life energy that we have, we want to use it productively. We don't want to waste a lot of time and thought and energy on things that are very unimportant. Um, and the more focused we get on those little things, the less we can see the big pictures, right? The less energy we have left over for that. So don't waste your time, right? There's no reason to have little opinions about everything. Have some big opinions about important things. So that being said, what about important things? What about big things? What about big issues that we may be having? Um, those are the things that might be worth speaking out about, right? Especially if it's something that is harming someone, right? Um, let's say you see someone being abusive or rude to someone, saying something offensive. Um, your truth, right? If your truth is that you don't believe that's how people should be treated, speak up. Speak up. Do it in a safe way. Do it in a way that you certainly aren't putting yourself in any danger. But don't be afraid to show who you are, right? You are not a person, if you are not a person that hurts others, then you're not a person who tolerates others being hurt, right? You might as well let people know that right up front that you're not going to tolerate their nonsense. Um, this is what living your truth is. Living your truth isn't um, getting, you know, in everybody's business about everything, but it's letting people know who you are. Don't be afraid to let people know who you are. A lot of times people feel like people won't like them then, right? Maybe I won't have any friends if everyone knows who I really am. And the truth is, you may lose some friends. You may lose some people who um, you don't really like how they act, right? Maybe there's something about them, the way that they behave, you have a problem with it. I would say, why would you want to be with those people anyway? Um, a lot of times, I think people feel very alone in who they are. And I think it's because they don't show who they are. They're pretending to be someone else, trying to fit in to some, idea of who they should be. When you are who you are, when you're living your truth, you will attract people like you, people who are interested in the things that you are, people that value the things that you are, and you will repel the other people, the people who don't think the way you do, the people that don't care about the things that you care about. This is all to the good, right? All of a sudden, instead of feeling like the only person out there in a sea of these kind of other people, those people go away and the people like you come in. That's how you find your tribe. That's how you find who you are and people like you. You can't do it if you won't live your truth. If you won't be who you are, people can't find you. People will never even know who you are, right? So, this is good advice to anyone who is struggling with finding people, um, whether it's for friendship or for romantic relationships. Again, people hide their light under a bushel. They think they have to be something that they're not, when in truth, all you have to be is who you are. Just let it shine out, and it will call to other people. Um, and the great thing is, it's going to call to people who are similarly as motivated to be themselves. So there isn't any room or reason to hide. We are all just being ourselves, which is a great thing. So, um, obviously, telling the truth, don't lie, um, live your truth, be yourself. Um, the uh, the other thing about telling the truth, right, is um, consider your actions, right? Um, a lot of times we think it's okay to do certain things. Well, I won't say that, right? We know they're not right, right? Some of the things that we do, but yet we think they're okay because we figure we're going to get away with them, right? In yoga, there is nothing conditional about correct behavior. if you do something wrong and you're never caught for it, it's still wrong, right? I mean, it doesn't matter if the consequences never come to you, at least in this life, right? You may get away with it for your whole life doing this thing, but you know it's wrong, right? You know it's wrong. You can tell yourself a bunch of different stories about why it's important for you to do it, why you need to do it, why you want to do it. It's wrong. So be honest with yourself, right? We aren't always going to do the right thing. Sometimes we're going to mess up. Sometimes we're going to continue to mess up. Be honest with yourself. Don't tell yourself a story that it's okay. Just accept, okay, yeah, I did this. This is not right. And I'm going to try to do better. I'm going to change, do this, do something different. A good rule of thumb is if it's something you don't want people to know about, and I mean, we all like to be private people, and there's nothing wrong with keeping your business private. But if you're doing something that you really don't want people to know about, you know it's wrong, right? You know it is. It's either, illegal, straight up illegal, or it's it's something, right? You know there's a reason to be ashamed of it for whatever reason. It may be harmful to yourself, right? It's something that you're doing. There's something about it that is not right. And you'll know this, right? Right in here, you know this. Um, know that we can't always do the right thing, but we can know the difference. And that's the important thing. We don't want to get confused and be like, oh, well, it's okay for me to do this. No, 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 no. It's not. It's okay for you not to always do the right thing, but make sure you know and accept that. Accept responsibility for sometimes doing the wrong thing. We're always going to do it, right? We are human. We're not perfect, but we're trying. We're trying to be better every day. Um, and that is, you know, that's the path to try to take better steps every day and be honest with ourselves. You know, you can't change if you think everything is okay. Um, and believe me, if you're doing stuff that is not right, you may think it's okay up here, but in here you'll know it's not, right? So again, we're trying to get in alignment with all of these things. The yamas is the way we fine tune our life to be in alignment with um, what we believe. Right? So we want our actions to be in line with our beliefs. Um, it's got to be that way, right? That's the only way to be um, to really be healthy and happy to live your life in a way that's going to work out well for you. So be truthful, be kind, non-harming, be truthful. 2 yamas. More to come. All right. So let's do some asana while we're here. Sitting up tall. Relax the shoulders. Breathe. One more, and then chin down toward the chest. Let the head hang down. Moving around. Going in one direction and then Reversing that. Back to center. Breath in, lean forward, and round. One way, and then reversing. Back up to your seat, arms wide. Deep breath in, exhale, hands together. Inhale wide. Exhale, hands together. Inhale. And exhale. Interlace the fingers. Lift the hands. Gaze up. Arms down by your side. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Lift the shoulders. Roll back. And forward. Right hand on left knee, left arm behind you. Sit up tall. Deep breath and then twist. Back to center. Switch sides. Back to center. Tabletop. Sitting back on the heels. Child's pose. Moving back up. A few sets of cat-cow. Inhale and exhale. And then back on the heels again. Maybe stack the fists, rest the forehead. Maybe rock a little side to side. It's kind of loosening up through the hips. Moving back up. Tabletop to downward dog. And bicycling out the legs. Step the feet up to the hands. We're here in a fold. Breathe. Rising up. Standing tall, breath in and breath out. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, stepping back with the right, drop the knee. Arms overhead. Hands down to the mat, stepping back. Downward dog. Inhale, moving forward to high plank, and then lower down. Inhale, lifting up, head and chest. And lower. Inhale, lifting up. And lower. Once more, lifting up. And lower. Moving back up. Tabletop to downward dog. One more breath. Exhale, we're stepping right foot up. Drop your knee, arms overhead. Hands down to the mat. Back foot steps up. And fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift high. Back to mountain. Breath in and out. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, left foot steps back. Drop your knee, arms overhead. Hands to the mat. Stepping back. Downward dog. Inhale, high plank. And lower. Inhale, lift. Lower. Inhale, lift. And lower. Once more, lifting up. And lower. Make our way back up. Tabletop to downward dog. One more breath in, then left foot steps up. Drop that knee on the right side, arms overhead, and then hands down to the mat, back foot steps up, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Lifting, arms overhead, back to mountain. Breath in and breath out. Stepping out to the side here. Legs are wide. Hands at the waist. Take a deep breath. And then just lean forward. Hands back to the waist. Use the strength in the legs to help lift you up. Take a breath in and out. And then let's turn. So you're facing the front of the mat. Interlace the fingers. Draw back the shoulders. Deep breath. Fold forward. Rising up, about halfway, keep the hands behind you. We're going to shift the weight into that right side. And then lifting up that back leg. A little or a lot. See how balanced you feel today. Keep working the breath. And then set the foot down. We're going to rise back up. Back foot comes to the front, arms up overhead. And back to mountain. Breath in and breath out. Stepping to the side again. This time, hands at the waist, and then we're just going to slide them back. Squeezing the elbows back, shoulders back. Deep breath. Fold forward. So you may not be able to go as far forward with this, right? Because the elbows are going to want to come forward. We're just fighting that. Squeezing them back. Rising back up. Take a breath. Release the hands up overhead. Maybe interlace the fingers and then flip the palms. Lean back a little. Hands down by your side. Facing the front with the left leg out now. Interlace the fingers. Shoulders back. Fold forward. Coming up halfway, keep the hands behind, shifting into the left side, and then lifting up that right leg. And if you touch down, just try again. See how this side is working today. Keep breathing. And then bring the foot back down. Back foot steps to the front, arms overhead. And back to mountain. Breath in and breath out. Let's come on down to a seat. Soles of the feet together. Take a breath. And then leading with the chest, we're folding forward. So every day is different with this, right? Today, I'm having a lot of tightness here in this hip flexor. So I'm going to just go a little ways. Right? So that's the beauty of consistency with the practice, is that you don't have to feel like, oh, I've got to really work hard today because I'm not going to do this again for a week or something. Every day you can do just what you need so that you don't feel like you have to try harder or do more. Just do what you need today. And then tomorrow will be different. And the day after and everything else. Okay? Out in front with the legs. Breath in, fold forward. Coming up, let's bend this right knee. And we'll hug it in, sitting up tall. Then dropping the knee out to the side. Right foot comes up next to the left thigh. Sitting up tall. Take a breath, and then leading with the chest, hinging at the hips. We're folding forward. Coming back up. Let's switch. So, right leg is out. We're hugging this left foot in. And then lowering out to the side. Deep breath and fold forward. Moving back up, both legs out in front. Deep breath and fold. My hamstrings are tight also today. I've got a little bend in the knee. That's perfectly fine, right? Do whatever you need to do. And coming back up. Bend the knees. Soles of the feet to the mat. And we're going to lower down or rock back. Take a few breaths. Bringing the right ankle on top of the left knee. You might stay right here if things are very tight. Or we can bring the left knee in towards the chest. And breathe. And set it back down. Switch. Whatever we did on the one side, we will work on the other as well, if that's possible. And then releasing both legs. Let's extend them long. Take a few breaths. Bend the knees again, soles of the feet to the mat. I'm going to do supported bridge here. You're welcome to do the same or regular bridge, whatever you want. We're just lifting up and finding our bridge for today. Lifting back up. Remove the block. Let's bring the soles of the feet together, knees apart. Arms can be by your side or over your head or whatever you want. And then extend the legs, arms by your side. And coming into your Shavasana. Relaxing here. Finding the steady center. Breathe. So when it comes to Satya, truth, if we can remember one truth, the biggest truth of all is that we are all one. If we know this truth, if we live this truth, there isn't a lot of room for some of the bad behaviors, right? We can't be selfish because if we're all one, who are we taking from when we hoard things to ourselves? We're taking from ourselves, right? When we are unkind, who is it hurting? It hurts us equally. When we are deceptive, when we treat people poorly, it's just doing damage to ourselves. Right? So you can see how that one truth can really transform how you see the world and how you see your actions affecting the world. When we say namaste, it's not an empty greeting. It is a recognition of that connection, of that spark of the divine in each of us. I see you and you see me as we are, not as our bodies are, our experiences and our judgments, but how we truly are: divine, beautiful, and all together. Moving now, fingers and toes, hands and feet, and making your way up to a seat. If you want, maybe you're just going to stay on the floor for meditation. I don't know. I'll never know. It's up to you. Bringing hands together, deep breath in and out. Thank you for taking some time this morning for yoga practice and for sharing with me here. I hope you have a great Tuesday. Namaste. Okay, good. Meditation, comfortable seat. Not too comfortable, you don't want to fall asleep, but comfortable enough is good. Just relaxed breath. Close the eyes and find that peaceful place again. Coming back to everyday awareness. Deep breath in and out. That went quickly for me. I don't know. Some days it does. Some days it creeps. But today it was quick. So, all right. Enjoy your Tuesday. See where the day brings you. Hopefully, all good things. And I'll be back tomorrow.